All right, now we're back.
I think. All right, we're gonna check and see if we're back, and then we're gonna keep pushing.
Yep.
Let's go here. Let's check it out.
So this is gonna be a new stream.
It's a fresh stream. It just says Access Vegas ReStream. That's where we are at. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear us and see us, and everything's 100%. Hopefully nothing's looping.
I hear everybody.
All right, we're good. Everything's 100%. All right.
Beautiful.
All right. Good.
For those of you who are just joining us back again, appreciate it, man. Hopefully we'll get you guys back here. Okay, good. You guys can hear.
It was the moon shot today. They sent people to the moon.
That's
for incredible. Real this time.
Get out of here. All right. All right. So here's
first time ever.
Here's what I need. Can we do the for those of you who just watched this, we just watched a divorce proceeding where the man and the woman were filing for divorce. The man won $40 million in a jackpot or whatever, and the wife said, "I deserve half of that," even though they had been divorced 3 hours prior. And then she was also the one who filed for divorce. And we talked about how absurd that is. And I think that there's a perfect segue into the other video I just showed you. Okay. Can you see that?
Wasn't it
title? I thought he was. I thought he would come back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, guys, check this out. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
Like, I was so unhappy because I was compromising on so many things, like his work and other things that I don't need to go into. But I was compromising on so many things, and then plus when this engagement thing came up, like I just thought it's another thing that I have to compromise on. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm unhappy. So I ended it in a way of like I was hoping in the back of my head that he will come back and be like, I love you so much that let's work this out.
So she just thinks she can do whatever she wants without facing any consequences. That's what it is. This is like a triple whammy. Broke up with a guy, blocked him, and went out on a girl's trip, all within a few days. Basically, any one of these things is enough to end the relationship. She's like, nah, I'm gonna do all three. I'm gonna be the Turbo 304. I got this.
You know, that's love, right? Yeah, like, I thought he was gonna be at the airport with a bouquet of flowers. I thought he was gonna turn up with my mom's with flowers the first day we got back. Cause I really thought like the love that he had for me, like, was so much and so strong that he would fight for me and put his pride and ego aside.
What kind of delusion is this, bro? The two of these women are literally living in a fantasy world. This is a fairy tale love story that she thinks is going to apply to her own life. Like, what are you talking about? You are the one that introduced all of this drama. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna break up with you, block you, and fly away with all of my girlfriends to Vegas or whatever. And she really thinks this guy is just gonna bow down, be this simpy guy, show up with a bouquet of flowers, be like, oh, I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry that I hurt you to the point that I made you break up with me and fly to Vegas with the girls. Bro, what? Huh? What? Accountability is not even in sight.
And so when I actually, Andy, walked out of that airport, no one knows this, but I was looking around for him. I know. And I thought he was going to be like, Anna.
She ended the relationship. She ended it. Why would this guy think to even go out of his way and do that? She ended it. She cut ties. Dude, the delusion, man. It literally never ends, man. It's just like another level of delusion, another one. Just getting more and more XP in the delusion stat.
But when I walked out of that and I saw he wasn't there, I was so mad because Anna, I thought the exact same thing, but I didn't tell you because she's going to be broken even more. But then I thought, okay, he's not at the airport. He's definitely going to come tonight. Yeah. And he didn't. He didn't turn up. I thought he's going to come and you know, fight for me. Yeah. And he didn't.
So in her fantasy, she is the princess locked in a tower that's being guarded by a dragon. And she expects this knight in shining armor to come up and save her. But she doesn't realize that she is the princess and the dragon. She created the dragon. She created the drama in the relationship. And the dude's just like, I mean, this is, why would I go and save that? Like, what's the point? Bro, this is so wild.
And he has not come. He's not, he's blocked. Who gives a... Today I woke up. I was upset. I was kind of upset because I came to the realization that he's just proved that I was right in ending. The only thing you did is block him before a Henry, which was like a relaxation retreat. But and really,
I blocked him. Why isn't he texting me?
I didn't even do it right before. If I like blocked him hours before going, I understand. It happened like 4 days before.
Oh my god, bro! All I did was blocked him on everything. Completely canceled my social media accounts. I moved addresses and went to a stranded island all alone. Why isn't he sending me letters? Why isn't he texting me?
God. Laura, what do you think about that?
I have no words.
Have you ever done that before where you break up with a guy or you get in a fight with him with the exception with trying to get him to come back later?
No.
Did you think he would come back later?
No, I broke up with him for
ladies.
I hope he doesn't come
ladies,
back.
I'm sure none of you have ever done this. Do you know of any other girl who's done this before?
Definitely the girls that like the chase.
Yeah.
You know,
They'll
it's
break up with a
like-
guy knowing is like, hey, I want him to come back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the push and pull. Like, you know, you're not really serious.
Where's Monica Cruz when we need her?
Yeah.
My girl.
What do you think?
There's no shame in my game. I can admit I have done that before, but it has worked. That's the thing.
Of course
I
it's
have
worked.
done that.
Of course
yeah.
it's worked.
So-
And then how did the relationship end? Just out of curiosity. Not really out of curiosity. I know how it ended. I'm just asking.
For a friend.
Messy.
How did it end? Or like who ended it?
Me.
Oh, shocking. It's
Yeah.
incredible. So you break up with a guy and then you wait for him to come back to you. And then when you date him later, then you break up with him. Shocking.
Right.
Okay, fellas, I'm going to let you guys know something. Just a little, just between you and me. There's nobody watching. So this is a little private conversation we're having. If you are the guy and you ever fight to get back with a girl who broke up with you, you are forcing her. Like literally, you are impelling her. You're making it so that she must cheat on you. Let me say that again. If you get back with a girl who broke up with you and you fight to get back with her because of this gambit that she put out in front of you, if she takes you back, you are forcing. It's not even her fault. I don't even blame her. You're making it so that she must cheat on you. The level of beta-ness that you've injected into her life, she has to cheat on you. She has no choice. You put her in an impossible situation because she's dating the beta male who gets dumped and then fights to get the girl back. So there's like, the thing is, when the guy didn't do what she said, he's literally, it's out of self-preservation. He might actually stupidly really love her, but he can't take her back.
Oh, but because we lose respect for
Yes,
you when
of
you
course.
beg.
Thank you.
When you beg for it.
Thank you.
back. When you beg for us back.
Even Chloe's saying it. Awesome. What do you think, Ma?
This reminds me of a conversation I had with my buddy TC. We do, a dating show, but we also go down these really crazy rabbit holes. And he's like, women at their core, what they want is a stronger, bigger, tougher, more masculine guy to come into our house in the middle of the night and kill you and then take me as his woman. Right. So that's what she's waiting for. She's not waiting for the guy that comes back and holds the boombox over the head, like can say anything. I mean, I want a dated reference, but to her point, she's lost respect for you, and when she's lost respect for you, it's pretty much over at that point. So even though he might want to, I understand why women will do this. They're kind of baiting to say, hey, will this guy come back?
Yeah.
But when he does, he's already signed his own death warrant.
Well, it's testing for quality. It's basically a shit test is what it
If
is.
she's serious about
Because-
wanting you back, she'll come back to
Well,
you.
Okay, I got.
Well, it's the thing, and more to Mike's point is that if you are the guy that will accept that and do that, that's now set the precedent. That's now the character that was what she was looking for. I'm with a guy who would do this. And that's the beginning of the end right there. It's like because remember when a woman is with a guy, that guy establishes, at least in part, if not in whole, an ego association with that woman. So like if a woman is with a guy who is like a step above her in sexual market value, she's the kind of girl that can get a guy who is that all these other girls want to get with and all these other guys want to be, right? If she's not with that and she can find some way to test or psychologically manipulate or play some game, or it doesn't even have to be that. It could just be a series. It could be death by 1,000 paper cuts, right? To establish that this is the kind of guy, this is his character, and he will accept this. It's like that guy who gets cheated on and he takes his wife back. Or more recently, of course, people know that I follow all of these female teacher student sexual assault cases. I tally them up every single year. And in about 8 out of 10 cases, they're married. And in about of those cases, I'd say about half of them take them back.
The female assaults. Oh, no. They're not married to the child they assaulted.
No, they're married
to someone else.
Yeah, they were married to someone else when
it.
they perpetrated the crime. The guys that they're married to, about half of them will stay with them anyway. That guy is doomed because now she has said, I can go and cheat with a kid who is like 15, 16, 17 years old, who's one of my students, and you'll still take me back. That is a guy with no options. That is a guy that he's just basically he's living in a permanent state of scarcity at that point.
She knows she can walk all over him at that point.
Yeah, she can get what she can do with it, anything she wants. And really, at that point, it's like the beginning of the end. She's just planning to leave.
I want to ask Rollo a really quick follow-up question on that. Rollo, how much do you think is societal pressure on the guy
Mhm.
versus his own internalized beta-ness.
I think it's two pronged for sure. There's going to be guys who like I said, there are some guys that just say here's your divorce papers, right? But I think there is from a societal perspective, it's like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You can work on your relationship. You can make it better. It can happen. Don't worry, man. The Bible says that you're supposed to marry the Jezebel, or there's some Sunday school story about some guy who married the whore, and she, stick with her. That guy is going to be the dude. If you mix that with a guy who's already kind of beta, he's the guy that doesn't fuck in the beginning. That's almost a suicidal combination right there.
So I'm going to take it one step further, because we were talking about he comes back and she doesn't respect him. I don't not only think that she doesn't respect him, I don't think she's ever respected any man she's ever dated. And I don't think there's a paradigm in her past with any man whom she trusted and respected, which is why she did this in the first place. There's women, not you women here, but in women in general, I want us as men to believe that you like us because we're nice. You like us because we're nice to you and caring and kind
generous,
and empathetic. Okay. We as men,
everything Scott Calloway tells you it's all about.
We as men, the more we date, the more we realize you're not with us because we're nice. Then we open evolutionary psychology textbooks, and then we see definitively you're not with us because we're nice. And so what she's trying to say is, we could have been together if he had more empathy for me and been nicer and showed up after I broke up with him. And of course, any guy who has any experience, positive reference experience with women and attraction, knows that that isn't the truth. And what I would surmise is, if we were to go look at her relationship with her father or other men that she's dated, there's never been any man she's respected, which is why she thought that behavior like this was acceptable. And in addition, the lack of accountability. Her behavior, what they say, anyone can choose peace. What does Eckhart Tolle says? Everyone says they want peace, but only a few people choose peace. She didn't, and the fact that she didn't, I will also believe that because there's no man that she's ever respected. There was no man who ever asked her to, like, your dad as a woman, no matter how pretty you are, should ask you to accept responsibility and take accountability for your action, or he's spoiling you. That clearly never happened in her life, because she's not taking responsibility and accountability for the mistakes she made. We frequently have women come on here before, and it's like, your last 4 exes are narcissists? Really? Your last 4 relationships ended badly? Could you have been part of the problem? And occasionally they'll say, yes, okay, I was part of the problem. And so in this case, she is, like he said before, she's the dragon and the princess at the same time. She's causing the problem. And the reason why is because there's no paradigm for her previously for her to stop what she's doing and hold accountability for her own behavior, number one. And number two, I think that she's been taught either passively, okay, I've seen girls, parents are divorced, and then mom tells daughter that dad is a piece of shit, lazy, everything wrong. And so now her paradigm of masculinity is piece of shit, lazy, dangerous, predatory, wrong. And so from her standpoint, that's all she's known. She's never respected a man before. And so that's why she comes up and thinks this is rational.
I was going to say, it sounds like she has daddy issues.
And she'll continue to pick men that represent what her father represented to fix them, or, whatever.
I think it's to wield power too, right?
Probably.
Like, I mean, especially in this dynamic where we're talking about like the sexual assault, where the female instructor is the perpetrator, and then it's like the younger men. It's both the person she has chosen as her spouse she's wielding power over, because she knows, oh, like, he's a little pussy, he's going to stay with me anyway. And then there's also this victim that is a child that she is taking advantage of. And in both instances, it's just her wielding the power, probably again going back to the daddy issue of, oh, like, all men are crap anyway, so I need to be the one to, like.
I think on sort of I don't have the paperwork to back this up just yet, but I'm fairly certain this is it's a dynamic. I think that women like perpetrate for men is they're always, once a woman is with a guy, the shit tests before a couple are together, it's usually the woman's trying to say, is this guy really who he says he is? Should I trust this guy enough to spread my legs and have a baby with him? Potentially have a baby with this guy. And so the shit tests prior to you guys becoming a couple are what I call active shit tests. So like, it's when you like playful banner. It's like, does this guy know how to play the games? Is he like, does he get it? Right. once you're in a marriage or once you're in that relationship, the nature of shit tests change at that point. Now it's not about, is he really who he is? Obviously he is. I'm with this guy, right? Now it's about, is he the best I can do? Did I make a bad choice by hooking my card up to this guy, right?
Been there.
Is this real? And so what happens is, I think on some level, I mean, sometimes those shit tests, the qualification shit test is like, prove this guy's quality. The joke is, of course, this like Superman sleeping in the bed, they just knocked it out with Lois Lane, and Lois Lane's looking at his super suit and going, is he really the best I can do? And that's why that's the joke, because there's always something better along the way. But the guy that can answer that definitively is the guy that's going to have a really good relationship. But that doesn't mean that along the way, those tests of, did I make the right decision? The hypergamous doubt decision are always going to come up. And in one of those manifestations, and God damn it, I hate telling the story, but like, it's when you're with it, and maybe you guys have experienced this. I don't know if you have, but you be with a woman. She could be your girlfriend, she could be your wife or whatever. And you'll be in a situation, maybe she's a little tipsy, maybe she's not, but she instigates something, right? Some sort of conflict with another woman or another guy or something, just basically starts shit with you right there, expecting you to go kick this guy's ass if that's what it comes down to it. And you're like, why in the fuck is she like initiating this unnecessary conflict between me and this dude right here? She's not going to win. That's going to take it to the jaw. I am. So, that's the most extreme example. Okay. Obviously there's by order of degree, there's lesser tests like that. But one of those, I think, is that, well, of course, infidelity, obviously. Is he going to take me back after I have already slept with this other guy? If you do, now you're the kind of guy that takes her back, that would take a woman back after she basically had hot monkey sex with another guy. Is this guy going to defend me? Because I'm going to see if I can initiate this fight and see if he's the kind of guy that will actually come to blows with somebody to defend my honor, to protect me or something. I want to know that this guy actually would defend me or would protect me if in actuality, some mugger on the street was going to stab me or him or anybody else. Right. Mm-hmm. And so it's almost like these little kind of just gets it up to the edge, the danger zone edge, to see what your response will be. Will you get angry? Are you conflict averse? Are you likes to fight guy?
A mugger and being at the bar drunk though are two completely different things.
Yeah, I know.
I would hope that my man would.
One's a little, yeah, exactly. So
one
of those situations is a lot more safe to experiment than like, hey, let's go.
Why are we experimenting at all? Just act right.
Exactly.
Choose the right person and act right.
But see, that's the thing, is like, I think on some sort of like level of consciousness, some sort of like evolutionary firmware says, I don't know that this guy could actually protect me if the invading tribe came in and actually tried to kill me and steal our babies and take me away as a war bride or something.
So it's too risky for her to wait for that to happen. She needs to instigate the confrontation.
Or even if it's a low level conflict, just to see, okay, he really would. Okay, let's back it off now.
Right? I've totally been in that real world scenario like multiple times in my life. Like I've gotten jumped. And then like the guy that I was just like, and like, it was, to be fair, like we weren't a sexual relationship. It was just a friend, but that person just like totally cowered. And I was like left to get beaten up by like a guy that was bigger than me. And like, I was able to get away, but it was one of those things that was just like the immediate, just like, oh, this guy, like nothing would ever happen.
Immediate ick.
Yeah, do you guys understand? Hold on. This is so great what she's saying before, because we talked about this whenever we do training in Men of Action. I ask the guys, I say, hey, if you have a daughter, would you rather your daughter bring home a man with skinny arms who's a male feminist, who doesn't really like
vegan?
He's a vegan. He wants everything to be egalitarian, and he's extremely woke. Or would you want your daughter to bring home a man who can bench press his body weight 15 times? And who's has physical stamina and agility, and he makes more money at work specifically so that he can provide for your daughter and your grandchild. And if someone were to touch your daughter, he would chase them down and beat the living fuck out of them. Which would you rather have your daughter marry? And 100% of guys are going to say the second guy. And my response to them is, then you have to be that guy. You have to be that guy. So I had a friend of mine. She was dating a guy, or she was married to a guy, and then he got into a verbal argument with a homeless person at a gas station, and the homeless person got up in his face, and then he backed off, and then she had to get in between him and the homeless person. And she said, from that point, I was never able to have sexual intercourse with him again. I just was, and that was her husband, guys. And I've told my girlfriend this before: if some dude comes up and grabs your ass, don't stop me from hitting him. Don't get him. And I'm trying to explain this for your benefit. You need to let me knock the fuck out of this dude, because if I don't, I promise you, your evolutionary adaptation is going to have no respect for me. So this whole thing about you were getting in a fight and the guy just ran away and let you deal with that, that of course he has to understand, like, you see the proper colors, and your proclivity, like I'd say, like a cave woman. Your cave woman brain is clearly has made a justification about this guy. And you want to know something? You're right. I don't even think most men would blame you for this. Most men wouldn't blame you if you had a guy and a girl. Like, I'm at least setting a screen, and I'm going to take an ass whooping so that she can get away. How does that not make any? Like, I don't understand how anybody wouldn't grasp that concept. She's not going to be able to do it as well as you can. And by the way, if you can't get away, even if 3 guys jump me, it's going to be pretty fucking hard to take me down if I see them coming. Why is that? Because I'm a capable human being who does athletic training, basketball, jujitsu, whatever, on a regular basis. And I take my own physical fitness into my own hand. It's my responsibility. I want to be that guy who could protect my daughter. You choosing to not be that guy doesn't make you peaceful. Peaceful men are men who can conduct violence and choose not to. Men who cannot conduct violence are just lazy and weak. They're not peaceful. And so I think that's the massive difference. So I think what you said is very
that's one point of, like, that's where I part ways with, like, Dr. Jordan Peterson. Like, Peterson's like, oh, you need to be a dangerous guy. Doesn't look like he's ever stepped in the ring in his life, does he? But he has a point, right? You have to be it's a good thing for men to be able to defend themselves, for men to have a capacity for violence, which is what he was saying. The problem where I part ways is, at some point you got to demonstrate that. At some point, you can keep the sword in the sheath all day long, and nobody knows that you. If you're a black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu or something, and you never use that, nobody knows any different. They just see you walking away from a fight. It looks a lot like cowardice if you don't occasionally go, you know what, I'm gonna kick this guy's ass.
I'm not telling you I wouldn't even be scared, but I'm more scared of the idea of letting some dude hit my girl. That's what I'm more. I heard Andrew Tate say this, and I totally agree. He goes, if a bunch of guys came after us with machetes, I'm just gonna die, because I can't run from guys with machetes and let the girl get hit. Like, I can't. Like, do you understand? Like, I would never be able to live. Like, my whole career would be over if that ever happened. Some guys came and attacked us, and I left the girl there and ran away. He said, I'm just going to die. Like, that's just what's going to happen. And I know that maybe machismo or the male ego, but it's like, how do you not understand that is a mechanism of female attraction? Why do you not think, like, your ancestors would want a man who would conduct an unreasonable levels of violence to protect her and the children? How does that not make sense?
I mean, that used to be, really, it's the ultimate demonstration of higher value, is to kill a motherfucker.
I have to admit, though, like, if she's instigating something stupid in a bar or whatever, like, and I was the man,
then you need to break up with her. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. So you're right, Laura, but, like, also at the same time, you're charging that one to the game. So, like, it's okay if you walk away if she's the one who's instigating it, because you know you don't want to be with her anymore. But just know that when you do that, you're not going to be with her anymore. Right. But she's not someone you need to be with. And if you're so desperate that you would stay with a woman who keeps trifling and instigating that, what does that mean? That means you have no abundance in your life. And so now you're just settling for whatever you can get.
I have the perfect segue video for this.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Who got it?
Yeah. Stop.
Yeah, listen to your girl, little boy.
Little boy?
Go.
No, hey, Maggie, go to the car.
Let's go. Let's go.
Giddy up.
Stop. You're escalating. Stop. You're being crazy. Stop.
We knew it.
Discipline. You can stop restraining me now.
Wait, what the hell is this?
It was a test, babe. See what kind of partner you are.
A test?
I'm in a fight, and your move is to hold my arms behind my back? You know what I punch with?
No, I was just trying to...
We know.
Have you seen Titanic?
Yes, I've seen Titanic.
That scene where Rose is literally in a lifeboat and then jumps back onto the ship so she can be with Jack?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, every guy saw her do that and instantly went, well, Jack's dead. That's what you did here today. You rosed me.
I rosed you?
You rosed them.
No, I didn't rose you.
You rose the living shit out of me. But it's okay. It was just a test and we can improve. Let's go, little boy. Giddy up. Yeah.
No, hey, don't fight!
Seen enough?
Too much.
What? Another test? So what are we breaking up now?
Does a one-legged duck swim in a circle? It does. Did you guys coordinate little boy?
No, actually.
No. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, again, I'm going to say this. I don't care who this offends. I don't care how unacademic this sounds. If some dude comes up and gropes my girlfriend in front of me, don't stop me from hitting him. Don't, because you're just going to get hit. And do whatever you do, don't hold me back so that I end up getting hit in the face because you're sitting there trying to stop me. This is so silly. There's a great book. It's called When Violence is the Answer. Here we go. But here's the one explanation for when violence is not the answer.
I got
Here
a
we go.
really good story.
Here we go. Ready? On the count of three, everybody sing happy birthday.
Oh, man.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. 85-year-old Rollo Tomassi. See the 8 and the 5? He's 85. See that? Happy birthday to you. We have this famous IG influencer who just came in and brought a cake to Rollo. Give him a big round of applause. Okay. Hey, I believe we have another one out there. Don't we have another one? Can we bring the other one? Because I want to eat. I'm hungry. Yeah. Do you like that?
I brought it.
Okay. So Laura brought an additional cake for Rollo. That's incredible. All right, here we go. Let's move. Let's put this here in the middle.
Can we get a camera angle on this?
Can we get here we go. Ready? I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to lean it forward just a little bit. Can we get a close up? There you go. Happy birthday, Rollo. You guys see that? He's flexing the muscle. All right, beautiful. So we're going to put that right here. And someone who's good with knives and cakes.
If I had ever known that photo was going to go on a cake.
Someone who's, you guys shout out, let's say happy birthday to Rollo.
Right.
As you can see, as you guys can see, hold on. Let me make sure everybody can see that. You see the 8 and the 5? He's 85 years old. You guys see that? 85. It's finally, the secret is out.
You know, that's what they're going to say anyway.
Yeah,
See,
exactly.
we now have proof.
We have now proof. Okay, beautiful. All right, man. Oh, we have another one here. We have cakes and a knife. Hold on, we have other people helping us out. Hold on, we have a second cake though, right? Yeah. Yeah, listen, I'm not fucking around. I haven't eaten nothing today. Let's go. Let's go. All right, cool, beautiful.
Oh, take two.
All right, we're going to do that. We're going to do two things at the same time. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I'm so glad we got all the technical
Happy
issues out of the
birthday,
way.
dear Rollo. I was excited about this one. Happy
birthday to you.
Incredible. He's had 2 birthdays. It's a yeah. I mean, that's I saw that outside and I was like, I want that, bro. Incredible. All right. So if you guys want to go ahead and just cut these up and then start serving them to everybody, I am not going to complain. Let's do that. Thank you, Laura. Great job there. Thank you, mystery social media influencer, for coming out here and doing this for Rollo. Have you met Rollo before? He's good.
Yeah, I'm a great guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I'll meet you after the show. Yeah, we'll hang out.
You're gonna cut his face.
All right, beautiful, incredible. Let's keep it going here.
The chat's like, he really is 85.
Yeah. Let's go with this one, Chris Brown. Chris Brown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys gonna laugh? Here we go. We got a good one here. Let's cut these cake up while we're watching the video. All right.
Chris Brown.
Yep. Watch this.
Oh God.
That's her husband. That has gone mega viral. I've seen it everywhere. That was a video of her husband shaking his head while this was going on.
Oh, he was there.
Yeah, that was her husband. Oh, show it again. Can we show it one more time?
Yeah.
Just so that everyone can I don't want you to see this. I want you to fucking feel it. I want all of you to feel this. I want you to feel. I want all you guys who don't believe hypergamy is real. I want you to feel it. Is that appropriate? Is that appropriate? That's a married woman. Yeah. That's her husband right there. Isn't that great? Incredible. Everyone and all the women yelling for it. Guys, put in the chat. Give me a one word. Like, how does that make you feel? Because we're all about feelings and being vulnerable. So all you guys in the chat, we're going to do a little therapy right now. I want you to explain to me how you feel when you see that. and just how insecure it makes you feel, bro. Go ahead, put it in the chat.
We're gonna do some emotional work today.
Yeah, let's do some emotional. Let's go ahead and do some fucking shadow work right now and figure out how that makes you feel. All the people screaming and super happy about that. Because well, here's the thing: do they think that she's going to end up with Chris Brown, or do they think Chris Brown's just some male whore who's going to bang a whole bunch of chicks? And they cheered for it, guys. They were so excited. Married? They were so. No, I don't know if they knew she was married. It doesn't matter. The point is, like, that wasn't a relationship. Yeah, they love to see that lascivious nature about him being a slut and putting his mouth all over this woman he just met. They're so into that. They were so excited. They were so happy. Come on, guys. What's the word? Give me the word for it in the chat.
Herpes.
Here we go.
Herpes.
Herpes.
Sorry there.
Yes. Yeah. Again. That's all over the internet. That they're showing that, man. And that one right there. Now there's another video of of Chris Brown walking into a club. I should have got it for you, where he's walking into an after party, and there's no less than 100 women just following him to the after party. And I'm going to tell you this, and I would bet any amount of money that like a third to a half of those women are in committed relationships following Chris Brown to the after party. But hypergamy isn't real. It's all assortative mating, remember?
Right.
It's all assortative mating.
Well, if it was, he would have picked a hotter chick than that to make out.
Right?
Hopefully there's some good.
I was a little disappointed in Chris Brown, and it had nothing to do with a married woman. It had to do with who she was, what she looked like.
They are divorced now, right?
Oh no, this probably happened a couple days ago. Can we do this one? The 26th?
No, he took her back.
Let's give.
She has all the respect in the world for him.
Let's do this one. This will give us a little chance to eat here. 2016 election.
Oh boy, yeah.
This is really funny, guys. Like this is so true. I loved this one right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
This just reminds me so much of like how out of touch the algorithm makes us.
Wait. Got one more.
Got one more. Let's go.
Wait. Everybody remember this cover?
Madam President.
Madam President. That never saw the light of day because that's how confident they were that she was going to win.
Okay, so I wanted to use that. I thought it was really funny because I'd never seen that skit before, and I thought it was really actually. I want to give Saturday Night Live a little bit of credit for it having enough self-awareness to recognize how ridiculous some people were during that election and then the next election. How people just didn't respect the fact that Donald Trump could win. And I'm not a huge Trump supporter, but it was obvious to me that he had a groundswell of support. And then I was like, why the fuck would these people actually think that he had no chance of winning? It's very obvious to me that he had a significant chance of winning. And then I started to realize it's because their algorithm told them he had no chance of winning, that everything that he did was wrong. And then the same thing, like I look at my algorithm and it looked like everything he was doing was right. And I was like, okay, something's wrong with my algorithm. So I started watching the Young Turks, MSNBC. I started subscribing to all these places that were not hardcore right wing because I wanted to get a better the viewpoint of like what the world was like. And I advise all of you to do the same thing. I advise all of you to find content creators that you abhor, that you cannot stand, that you hate, everything they say you disagree with. And I highly recommend you follow them on these social media platforms. I know it sounds really, really crazy, but when you do so, at least your algorithm will not stick you in an echo chamber where you only get to hear things that you believe in. Does that make sense? Really important to do this.
That is so important. And it also strengthens your own argument because you'll know, if you're arguing one side, you'll know what the other.
Well, so like I'm pretty politically conservative. So whenever I ask, if you were to rank them, Grok would be the least woke, and then Gemini would be the most woke. If you were to go through the AI models, I have them try to straw man my arguments whenever it comes to anything that's going on. I try to say, come up with a reason. Like you guys want to have some fun. Here's two arguments you can have a ChatGPT try to explain to you why we should not have voter ID. It's really funny. Like it's spinning around in circles trying to figure out. It's just total cope trying to figure out a reason for us to not have it. And the second one, ask ChatGPT if a man has had sex with 100 other men and never had sex with a woman, can he consider himself a heterosexual? And ChatGPT will tell you yes.
Yeah,
yes, he can.
Call me weird, but all I have is like Pomeranian videos and like videos of me in Miami Music Week.
Yeah, I mean that's
a great time.
That's again, essentially yes. That's what your algorithm is giving you.
I've had to make it that way though.
I'm okay with that.
I've had to make it.
I don't want to argue about anything.
I actually love. I think we need to argue more healthily as a country. Like earlier, or I guess it was late last year, I had which should not have been a shocking conversation to me, but it was after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and I I just in that moment, well, initially, I thought that it was like a fake, like I thought it was like a political stunt or something, and then I saw the video and I was like, oh, okay, like never mind, zoom out. And someone around me, a close dear friend from like childhood, like I've known this person practically my whole life, was like, oh well, whatever, like he died as he lived, and I was like, oh wait, hang on, so we're now we're like condoning someone being killed in a public forum. Where and then of course like it turned into a very heated argument, and I just was kind of left like confused as to how we as a society got to this place where all I've said is someone died in a public forum, and that shouldn't be allowed in the United States. Like that shouldn't be okay regardless of who it is. There should be due process and law and all of these things, and somehow saying that.
I'll give you a good compare and contrast now too, because like right after Charlie was murdered, let's just be honest. You had all these you had guys like Destiny coming out and just like running his mouth and they're very gleeful. The left like, oh, he deserved it. People have no, it's like, and then you're kind of left here trying to, like, I wasn't a big fan of Charlie Kirk, but it's not like I was probably on board with like about 80% of everything he was saying, like sociopolitically. But when it came to like red pill stuff, I was definitely not on that side of the fence. But I can listen to what he says about other things and still have still have that sort of back and forth. But here's the thing: is everybody on the right started giving everybody on the left a whole bunch of shit because everybody on the left was just gleeful about it, wanted to throw a party, and want to have they were laughing about it, and just ridiculing, mocking, and just basically shitting and pissing on the guy who just got taken out by having his throat shot out live on camera where these kids are seeing it and everything else. And I think you just based on that, it's just abhorrent to begin with. Now, fast forward to just this week where what's the guy who is the owner of OnlyFans, the 42-year-old Jewish owner of OnlyFans, right? Who just passed away because of cancer, I believe. Cancer is what it is. And I'm watching for the fallout from this, and of course everybody's like, well, that's because he was evil and he was a devil and he was a Jew and he was this, and now it's on the other side, right? And all the people who are saying, well, he was a human being and he had his throat shot out and everything, and you just show some human decency, right? Where's the human decency for the guy? I forget the guy's. It starts with the R as the last name, but but the guy, I mean, had all kinds of money, and they're doing cartoons of him going to hell and everything else, and I'm like, well, maybe not to the exact same extreme, but the sentiment is the same. It just depends. It's all Schadenfreude, just on the other side of the.
I just think it's irrational people just in general, like it because the reality is, and I'm going to say this, and everybody I've talked to said the same thing. If Barack Obama, while in office, had lost his life to an assassination, I would be mortified for the country. I would be incredibly sad. No matter how much I liked him or did not like him, the incredible, like, how our democracy would have failed us if someone had assassinated Joe Biden, how horrible that would have been, even though I didn't vote for him. And the idea that I would expect the same courtesy, but I wouldn't get it, because I can tell you right now, if Donald Trump were assassinated, I could tell you a meme chats galore. You would have massive levels of people, and none of them would lose their account. None of them would be suspended. None of that would happen, because as of right now, these social media agencies lean far more progressive than they do conservative. And so you saying this kind of stuff is not really that big of an issue. So yeah, I mean, I just thought there was issue, but I don't think any of us would be happy had Joe Biden died. That would have been horrible, because it means our democracy has failed.
The crazy thing is, today I know of some people in Canada who actually would celebrate if Trump were assassinated right now. Like, I've heard them say it and relate him to like Hitler. And it's like, that's just crazy to me.
Do you understand? So whoever those people are, do you understand that they're stuck? Like, they're sheep because they think that we're sheep. But the problem is, if something happens where Donald Trump does something like, I don't know, start a war where he loses some level of credibility with his base, if that would happen, we're open to new data, and that new data can change our opinion about someone. You believe that that Donald Trump is a Nazi because of not what you've heard him say, but because you're receiving propaganda because of your algorithm.
Yeah.
So you're shackled, you're stuck because of your algorithm. I'm free because I can change my opinion based on new information.
Right.
And so in reality, you are the sheep. People who believe what they believe, when you ask them, hey, like I have this all the time. Hey, Michael, girls come on your show and I heard you make them look bad. And the stuff that you say is,
you're one of those alpha bro
yeah,
podcasters.
and I'm like, okay, can you give me a single example where I did this? And they're like, no. It's like, do you understand that? Yeah. Do you understand that you're sheep? Like you are essentially cattle because you cannot come up with your own estimation based on actual facts. I can change my belief system about a person from one thing to another based on new data that comes in.
That's one of the reasons I always insist on correcting people when they say the red pill is a philosophy, it is a movement, it is an ideology, it is whatever that is a like belief set based, because that is not what it is. And I keep trying to come back to this definition over and over again, but the red pill is a praxeology. And what does that mean? It is the praxeology of intersexual dynamics. I understand that's a mouthful and that's a lot for people to wrap their heads around, but just what he was saying before, what it also means is that when we are coming up with theories or we're coming to conclusion, we're interpreting data, we are trying to wrap our heads around information, right? We're not doing it in such a way where we're going to say, okay, looks like you better do this or you better do that. We let other people come to their own conclusions as a result of that. And then the other thing is that we don't write anything down in pen. We write it down in pencil. So that if new information comes, we erase the part that was wrong and we write in the part that was right. And what happens when you do something like that? People who are belief-based want to say, oh, you guys are charlatans. You guys are hypocrites. You guys said this and that. I'm like, no, we didn't say that. I just said, here was the data before, and here's something that may or may not refute that, or it might augment that. And so now we have to erase that part and write in the other part right here, because now we have a better understanding because we have new data as a result of that. So when people come up to us and they're constantly saying, well, you guys say this, you guys do that, you Alpha Bro podcaster guys are like this, right? I'm like, well, okay, let's have that conversation.
Yeah.
I forget the guy's name. I was just talking about him on Substack, but he's that British comedian that kind of has the same delivery as like Matt Rife. He does a lot of crowd work, and I can't remember the dude's name off the top of my head, but he was talking about the Manosphere documentary. And I'm just like, I'm listening to him sort of try to give this rundown or this explanation of what he thinks about it. And it's basically the same pablum that I hear from everyone else. He's just trying to make it sound like it's a little bit more reasonable coming from this British accent. Everybody has a British accent. I don't know why that is right now, but it's this Brit talking about, and he makes it entertaining and funny and everything else. But I'm like listing these questions about like, okay, what do you think is toxic masculinity? What do you think? Who do you like? Name someone other than Myron Gaines or Andrew Tate that is in the manosphere. No one can. And I'm coming up with this list of like, from his own material. I'm coming up with questions that I would ask as neutral and as measured as I possibly could. And like, no one wants to have those conversations. They would rather say that we're right here. This is an echo chamber, and we're just ranting back and forth about stuff that we want to hear from anyone else. But I don't ever see anything new come out of people who are critics of this. And I think that's one of the tragedies, that whenever we have something like people's opinion of the manosphere, the red pill or whatever it is, it's just so uneducated. It's what I called confident ignorance. They're ignorant. I'm not saying they're stupid. There's a difference between stupidity and ignorance. Okay, stupidity.
I think lazy.
Stupidity. Well,
lazy is probably a better way to say it.
Lethargy. It's intellectual lethargy.
It's easier to believe that HS Tiki Taki represents all of us. HS Tiki Taki, if you want to call him a homophobe or a misogynist or whatever, it's because he wants you to believe he is. It's much easier for them to believe we are all derivatives of him than for us to actually go and look and say, wait, they have data that supports what they're saying. Yeah. Oh,
like they're thinking through it.
Wait a second. They have a show with a bunch of girls that come on and they're friends with those girls.
Yeah.
Oh,
stop trolling my boys.
Fuck. What are we going to do? How are we going to have an argument with him?
Well, that was another thing. Is like, of course, everyone wants to, and what happened in the wake, I'm glad we're talking about this here on this show. I knew we were going to get to this at some point, but like when in the wake of the Manosphere documentary, it was basically free, lazy content for any public personality, public influencer that has more than 50 followers. Okay, because it's just easy money, and because who's going to disagree with you, right? Because everybody wants to be on the same boat. Oh, those guys are horrible, right? but they don't want to have any deeper conversation. And I thought about that and I go, why is that? It's because it's easier to dismiss. It's easier to say, we don't want to deal with that. We've already figured out how this works and we're going to move on. Let's go on. Let's go on to Pomeranian
by the way,
videos.
if you guys are watching this and you feel skeptical, don't listen to us. Listen to America's favorite divorce attorney, James Sexton. He goes on there and he does a review of Inside the Manosphere, and he correctly points out that they didn't want a fucking piece of us. Because had they gotten a piece of us, we would have just backed up everything we said with data. And they would have been like, wait, but he's been married 29 years. We are kryptonite. They ran from us like we were fucking plutonium. There's no way, because he can't complete his narrative if he were to ask us.
They never
for a
called
question.
you?
They never called me.
I'm
No.
still looking in my spam.
Yeah, still waiting.
I'm
Still
looking
waiting
in my
for you
junk
all.
folder right now, trying to
I'm
go
really
back and figure
surprised
that
by
out.
that.
Yeah.
You guys
Well-
did at least get like, well, I am and I'm not,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I am because it's, you know, you guys are in the space and you guys are doing this stuff every week, and Rolly been doing this forever, probably longer than anybody. But at the same time, I'm not surprised because I think they know exactly what they would get from you all.
Yes.
And you know, and I don't want to speak for him, but I know Jack Donovan, for example, he got contacted and he had his own reasons for not doing it. I really like the video that he did. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it. It's not very long, maybe like 10 or 12 minutes, but talking about how the manosphere is not, it's 2016 manosphere. It's the antidote or the reaction or the response to this feminist sort of reality that we started to live in. And then it was pairing that with sort of the veterans that were coming home from being overseas. What happened to my country? What happened to the strong men sort of? So you started seeing sort of that. And guys were getting together and they're actually sharing useful tips. They were sharing notes. It's what it's been, right? Guys sharing notes.
Well, that's what they fear. That's what they fear, guys coming together. They fear his group. They fear my group. They fear you guys' group.
Would you guys consider self-producing a response to that?
We already have.
To what? Yeah, we did it the day it came out, and it got a ton of views, and like they'll never respond.
No, but I mean like an actual full-length documentary.
A documentary size thing. I would love to, but it will never. You will never.
Well, the thing is, I also don't care. I don't care that much, and neither does he. Like these are just terms. What I'm telling you is the truth. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like,
I got a question for you. Have you ever heard of a documentary? It's actually a documentary series. It's called OnlyFans.
Yeah, of course you have.
Of course you have it because we were in it actually, and it was a very scathing critique of the societal impact of OnlyFans. And it was I believe it's a 5-part series.
Yeah.
Was it 5? Yeah. That our friend Rock, I forget the name of the production company, but it took his sweet ass time. It took 2 years to produce and put out. No one, Netflix wouldn't touch that. You've got to go get it. You can pay for it, and it's like a pay-per-view kind of thing. You can get privately, but you don't know about it because Netflix and Hulu and no one will touch it because it's too well done. It's people who are supposed to be the boogeyman are making sense. The people who are you're supposed to not like are making sense. And again, we could make a really comprehensive, concise, just absolutely, glorious documentary about the manosphere. You'll never see it.
I also don't care that much about protecting the term manosphere or red pill. It doesn't mean that much to me. When Galileo told the Pope that the earth goes around the sun, it didn't matter what the Pope thought or what the Pope's religion was or what country they were in or whether or not his name was Galileo Galilei or what year it was. The truth is the truth. That's the only thing I care about. The truth is when people, like the high levels of hedonism causes people to not have good relationships. The truth is if you are with a woman, she cheats on you and you take her back, it's likely she's going to cheat on you again. There's no data that tells me that I'm wrong here. The truth is when men who have cheated in relationships and men who have not cheated report the same level of marital satisfaction. Women who cheat report 83% of the time report lower levels of satisfaction. That means men and women cheat for different reasons. That's not egalitarian. That does not fit with your gender studies course, but it's still true. And nobody wants to, if it was me versus fucking Louis Theroux, he doesn't know how to combat that. He'd have to cut that out of the documentary. He needs to go after, again, I watched that documentary and the only thing I thought is Justin Waller's even cooler than I ever thought he was. Justin Waller is cooler than shit. You're telling me how hard must that have been for Louis Theroux? You mean you got your wife who's beautiful, this beautiful house, and she's got 2 children that she's given you and a third on the way, and she's very, very happy. And she even said that she likes to see other women with you. Like if I'm Louis Theroux, I'm like, yeah, all you did was make him look better. You just like made yourself look like an idiot. Because here, ready? I'll put in the one, put a one in the chat if you know this isn't true. Louis Theroux's wife says, "Hey, Louis, I want to have threesomes with you and other hot women," and he says no. Put a one in the chat if you know that's not true. You know, with all of your fiber and being, that if Louis Theroux had the option to do that, he would have done it. And yet he still criticizes. He criticizes Jay Waller and his wife, who has full agency to do whatever she pleases. He criticizes him for doing that. Why? That's so crazy to me. And the other part that's really lost on this, and this was a very, very, very slim tightrope he had to walk, is that Kristen likes men and women. Because she likes men and women, what community does that put her in, guys?
The manosphere.
No. What community does that put her in? It's a B. That she's LBGT.
Yeah,
that
she's part-
it is.
she's in the B-
She is LBG. She is. She probably doesn't support that community, but she's bisexual. He can't. He's got to. Oh shit! But what if I criticize her for being bisexual and she chooses to sleep with other women with her husband of her own agency? Oh, but I'm gonna tell her that she can't have her agency. It's like somehow he has to villainize Justin, while at the same time he has to protect her sanctity as being bisexual. So he really tries to gloss over that whole thing, and he tries to make it out like she's being extorted or forced or fooled into this operation.
Strong-armed.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, as a man who almost exclusively dates women who are bisexual, that isn't the case. You date women who are like this, and it's one of these situations where you don't force them to have a threesome. They want to do it of their own volition. I know that hurts your feelings and fucking destroys your narrative, but you don't have to force them. If anything, they'll force you. It's the most ridiculous shit that I've ever heard. So, if anything, I watched the whole thing and I have more respect for Justin Waller.
So,
he has a beautiful house and beautiful fucking kids.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was looking at like, oh, is that what his place looks like?
Yeah.
I'm going to address this just because this guy's going off in the chat. It says that document was a British guy asking the more extreme side of the manosphere about things they said. Not sure why people are so offended. Okay, I don't think it's offensive. Right. I didn't find it offensive. I just thought it was disingenuous. And the problem is when you start talking about what you don't know anything about, or you're selectively, doing jump cuts, and you're selectively putting, you got to remember that I forget how long they took in doing the shooting of that whole thing, but you're looking at least a years long project for, from the time they shot all the raw footage to the time that they were done with post-production. Right. Everything is handcrafted. There is nothing that goes to chance in that whole thing. So they had already started out with a narrative that they wanted to fit. That's why you and I were never a part of it. It's also why Logan Duong never made the cut either, who was a personal friend of ours as well. But the problem that I have, at least now, I'm not necessarily offended, but my personal interest in this is the fact that you and I both help guys get back on the horse. We help guys. And you guys as well, right? We help guys live better lives. Male self-improvement, whatever you want to call it. Whether we like it or not, whether we decide that we're going to be manospherians or not manosphere guys or whatever else, it doesn't matter. We're here. We're going to get lumped in with it anyway, so you might as well embrace it. Okay. So like you were saying before, it's like, who was it? Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, or Theo Vaughn, or whoever gets mentioned in the same breath as the manosphere. You're there. You're already in that. You've already been cast into that role, so you might as well embrace it. But the thing is like for guys like me who've been doing this for 24 years right now, and I'm him probably at least a couple decades, right? At least a decade.
2008,
right? So we've been doing this for quite some time. I have. You want receipts for guys whose lives have been changed, for guys whose lives have been saved, for guys who've taken the noose off their neck and the gun out of their mouth. I will be happy to show you all of those things. My problem is this: we don't advertise. We don't have a billboard. We don't have a
we don't have a political
action committee. We don't have money behind us. Men find us. We don't find them. And the problem is those guys, when they are finding this, it's because they're at a point of trauma. They're at a point of crisis. And the problem is that those guys don't get that help, or they don't find this space because it's ridiculed. And people go, no. Don't go over and talk to Mike and Rollo. Don't go over there and talk to these guys, because if you do, you're just going to get the Andrew Tate treatment.
So the other issue is the same situation with Trevor Bauer, with the situation with Johnny Depp. These are situations where men are wrongfully accused of sexual assault. And in the case of Jack Densmore, he is convicted of sexual assault that he did not commit. These are the things that happen. And so us calling attention to that, and then also as men giving you ways to avoid sexual assault allegations. Well, I've said before a million times, the 4 ones: you put a camera in common areas in your house. Only women pour women's drinks. Men do not pour women's drinks, and you get that on camera. Number 3, you do not send lascivious messages ever. Even if you're in a deep sexual relationship with a woman, you don't send lascivious messages. She could screenshot that. She's going to use it against you later. And number 4, after whatever the encounter is, you make sure she got home safe. You let her know, hey, we had a good time. Let's hang out next week. And when she responds in the affirmative, Exhibit A, Your Honor, I know she got caught by her husband cheating, but that doesn't mean I essayed her. That's not what happened. And so me calling attention to that, now I'm bigoted. Why? Because are you saying that false sexual assault allegations don't happen? They do. They happen way more often than people would like to admit. It's not 2 to 10%. That 2% number is completely made up based on some speech that was given back in the 1970s. If you believe that 2% of sexual assault allegations are false, you are out of your mind. And I want to embarrass you. I want to embarrass you on live stream.
Thank you for that $99.99 super chat. Another great episode, guys, and happy birthday, Rollo. Thank you. Sorry, I got to stop the presses really quickly there.
Can we do the 10 out of 10 video?
Yeah, we can.
Let
me get to the rest of these real quick because some of these are actually pretty good. Where we go? Let's see. I got Handsome Cajun. Thank y'all. Try to donate from the site, didn't work, but thank you for that. A total of $50. Thank you. We appreciate you and Rollo. Let's see what else here. Oh, there we go. Do you guys believe in fuck around and find out? Because if someone talks crazy and people react, isn't that fuck around and find out like the Larry Wheels slap video? Did you see the Larry Wheels?
Yes,
slap?
I did.
Yep.
I mean, that dude had to come in. I mean, that's just the kid is like he has a mental disorder.
Can you ask the panel on their thoughts on the Drewski skit of personification of American women? Did you see that? Anybody?
Yeah,
I don't know what he's talking about.
It got 200 million views on X. I think it's one of the most viewed videos they've ever gotten. Is it insensitive because not that long ago Erica Kirk lost her husband? It is insensitive, but under no circumstances I am fully in alignment with Elon Musk. And under no circumstances do I think that you should be banned for parody or comedy, no matter how hurtful it is. Drewski at no point said that was Erica Kirk. He just dressed up like a white woman. And then that's essentially what happened. What I also think is really, really crazy to me is how that video never showed up in my feed. Remember what I said about echo chamber? 200 million views, but it never showed up in my feed. That's telling me that this echo chamber this algorithm thinks you won't like this content, so we're not going to show it to you. We're going to hide it from you. And I'm like, oh, that is fucking crazy to me. But if somebody made a parody account of me and started saying crazy shit, I'm never going to, no matter how upset it might make me, I would never ask for you to be banned. Never.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I saw it. I mean, I knew it right off the bat because it was the fireworks. It was walking out to the fireworks. It was parodying, that whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched maybe 5 or 6 seconds. I was like, oh, okay. And then went past it.
Yeah.
I just, I get it.
It's beneath even being offended. It's beneath being offended.
Yeah, so it wasn't AI. It was actually a skit.
No, right.
No, Drewski puts on prosthetics.
He's trying to be funny. He's trying to, that's his whole deal. He's funny, making fun of people and, whatever.
Yeah.
He
he's a
did
comedian.
it like white chick style too.
He's a comedian, dude.
Yeah.
He does dorky like skits. That's the way it is.
Yep.
Did Erica ever actually officially?
She did finally. She said she did finally. She did address it a little bit. She was like, I can't remember what she said, but it was something about being attacked, but it wasn't like horrible. She didn't really go after him that hard, but she did ask that Elon take it down, and Elon Musk responded and said, no. We promote free speech, and that goes both ways.
Yeah.
I find it funny. Like I also did not get that video in my feed, but I got a bunch of videos talking about it, saying that either Erica was super mad, suing him, or was saying that Erica loved it, laughed, thought it was funny. It was like, why am I seeing these two sides that are totally contradicting?
Yes, they're contradicting each other. But again, I think it's just funny. It never popped up in my feed. Because why? Because the algorithm sees me as one type of person and doesn't want to show me anything else. Yeah. Guys, that's a warning to all of you. The algorithm is creating this sort of echo chamber for you. And because of your echo chamber, no matter how strongly you hold onto your beliefs, you cannot grow if you're stuck in your beliefs. You ossify in your belief system. There's going to be new things that come out. There are things I didn't believe AI could do that now I know they can do. There are different things. There are new things that are happening right now that I didn't believe what was true, and now you can definitely see that it's true. So I'm not going to ossify. I'm not going to stay in my belief system. I'm always going to be open to new ideas, but I can't do that if the algorithm keeps telling me, make choice copying pre-selection. It needs to tell me that I'm wrong. I want to hear that I'm wrong.
Yeah. Right. I really noticed the echo chamber thing when I was talking to some of those people in Canada who were like saying things about Trump. Also saying that they were canceling any trips that they had to the US because they were worried about being locked up at the border. And they were telling me that I shouldn't be going to the US.
Absurd.
Meanwhile, I've taken how many trips to the US to come to events and nothing happens to me, yet they still believe it. Even though they see me traveling, they still believe that it's going to happen. So they're not accepting any new information.
Well, I'm going to push back on that a tiny bit. I
do you
mean,
mean?
you're white.
No, but like they still think that.
But the Canadians think that.
The Canadians think that they are going to get locked up at the border. They're white too.
That only happens in Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah, that's funny. 10 out of 10.
Wait, I got to set here. Let's lightning round time. Mike has been on record as saying that most men have never been with a 4.
I said 99% of men have never been with a 4.
With a 4.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what do you have to say about this chick right here?
Bay Area, girls are called 49ers. 4s who think they're 9s because of the ratio. So they treat men really poorly, and it traumatizes a lot of men. And then guys go into this like weird path.
That's so.
What about
funny.
49ers? How does that fit into your scenario, Mr. Man?
That's pretty funny. That actually kind of solidifies my scenario. So one of the things is, again, you don't have to take my hypergamy. Hypergamy is something that we can prove mathematically. We can prove hypergamy. There's also assortative mating that happens, but my whole hypothesis is assortative mating happens after hypergamy is over, meaning not over, but like a woman will be a 4, think she's a 9, try to date other men that are 9, turn 30, recognize all she can get is a 4, date a 4, tell people she's settling, but she's actually a 4 dating a 4. I actually think that's closer to what reality is from an economic standpoint. The reason why the baristas don't date the billionaires is because there's 4,000 billionaires and there's 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 baristas. The mathematics don't work out in the situation. Statistically speaking, it doesn't work out that way. So what was the question again? About the whole situation. I can't prove that. Well, actually, I can prove it to you. Women, if in general, you ladies probably have an estimation in your mind about where you sit on a scale in comparison to other women. Okay, you probably do. And in your comparison to that scale in your mind, and I'm not using these numbers to objectify looks, just in general, if we were to stratify 10 million dating profiles and we were to put you in the median profile, that would make you a 5 by definition. I'm not insulting you. I'm just saying you're a 5 because in the between you have the 10 millionth one, the 5 millionth one would be a 5. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
You'd be in the top 10%. That would make you a 9.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
What's happened is if a woman in general, because of hypergamy, thinks she's a 7 and sees a man who is anything lower than a 7, she cannot commit or want to date him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is why hypergamy works. This is why throughout history, 40% of men and 80% of women have reproduced, because there's this massive number of men who they're so far down on the hypergamy scale that they do not get selected. Okay. The problem that makes that even worse, that makes that whole issue even worse with the whole 49er thing, is what she said before. It's not just that a woman who's a 7 thinks she's a 7. It's that a woman who's a 7 reached out to a guy who's a 10 and he had sex with her, or at least wrote her back, and now she thinks she's a 10. Now, who can she date from a hypergamy standpoint? No one. No one. That's the problem. And the thing that makes it even worse is how many women are watching other women on social media being like, I want to go to Monaco like her. I want to go to Ibiza like her.
Yeah.
I want to go to Dubai like her. I want to go to France like her. Not recognizing you're watching a hooker. That's an escort you're watching.
Or you just take yourself.
That's that. I was gonna say.
No, for sure.
If I see that, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
do your
damn!
own.
Like, I
Right.
love
Okay,
that.
Laura,
I wanna
do you
earn that
think most of those girls in Dubai are taking themselves? Is that what you think's coming on?
No.
Okay.
But
How about Ibiza? What about Ibiza?
Right.
But it is funny when people ask me, like, they're like, "Oh, where's the guy?" I'm like,
I'm the guy.
Yeah.
There are a lot of women who are going on solo trips.
No, I'm with you. And if they go on solo trips, that's fine. But the majority of what they're seeing is not women going on solo trips. You're not riding. Again, you don't have a business, but you're riding in a private jet.
Yeah.
Really? Is that because you're it's just, was it your aura that got you the
Right, this
private
is
jet?
a Cody
It was your
Sanchez
vibe. It was your vibe that got you the private jet. No,
Manifested it.
That
your
bitch
aura
does nails. What's he doing?
Your aura and your vibe did not get you the private
I
jet.
just looked at the
My
stars
vibes
and I
got me
saw
some
it
stuff.
coming.
Your aura and vibe did not get you the private jet. What got you the private jet was having sex with rich men. I'm not saying you guys did. I'm saying in general. And then other women see that and it colludes what they believe is possible, real, and available to them. So now this problem, the 49er thing she said before, is absolutely true. And it becomes a problem to women's detriment as well as men's. To women's detriment as well as men's. But if you're one of the men who she thinks is a 9 because you fix your social circle, have a bunch of followers, get in really good shape, get really funny, all the whatever things you can do to raise up your attributes, what you find is there's a ton of women chasing after you. And it's not like a little bit. It's ridiculous. It's 7-8 girls a week if you wanted to go out with them who are stunningly beautiful. That's what happens for those men that are at the top. And then the rest of them are getting left behind. I'm going to do, I have an academic. I'm not going to say what he does because he wants to remain anonymous. We're doing an interview and he's going over dating app data that shows dating apps only benefit the top 10% of men. Now we have hard statistical data showing this manifestation of hypergamy. And I agree that women marry men who are around their same status after they fucked Chad,
yes.
after they fucked Tyrone. Yes, they do. They end up marrying guys who are around the same status.
Mating.
Yeah. Assortative mating is assortative mating happens afterwards.
Yes. Well, that's the I love it when I get into again the echo chamber once again.
Yes.
We remember. Do you remember back in the foggy days when mate switching hypothesis was a thing? Now it's not, and all of a sudden we have to replace that with something. Everybody wanted to do assortative mating, and guess what? Dual mating strategy and hypergamy is still here, and it still seems to be the most robust theory that's working and provides us with a good predictive framework right now. So whenever I get in those arguments or these talks with these guys, it's like, well, what about I love it. I love this. It's like, well, if you look at people who are married. And you look at like high value men, right? They're always execs. Like they always use Jeff Bezos as an example, which, by the way, if you're going to use Jeff Bezos as your apex example of assortative mating, you might want to rethink your hero here, because all you got to do is go look and see what Lauren Sanchez is about. Okay. because high value, she ain't it. Okay. There's probably better examples you could put as the thumbnail to your thing.
Let's say it a different way. Let's say it a different way. You're married. Me, Spencer, and Moff, we're not as rich as Jeff Bezos, I think it's fair to say. And I think any one of the three of us would be embarrassed to date Lauren Sanchez. Yeah. Oh, really? Hold on. Wait, look, let's take Tony Gonzalez, your baby's daddy, on vacation with us. He can go on the trip. We would be embarrassed to date Lauren Sanchez.
I'm
and that's what
pretty
she's
sure
settled
she
for.
doesn't have a degree in anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So the point I'm making is every time
I think she understands how to beat NFL defense.
The problem is they're trying to say that assortative mating and using marriage as the metric for success and all of this is trying to define a mating strategy. It is not, okay? Because, and blows me away, because some very well-meaning evolutionary psychologists fall into this trap as well, is they want to use marriage and monogamy as the evidence of success for a particular mating strategy. It's not about who's getting with who. It's about who wants to fuck who. That's what it comes down to. If that woman, or like you were saying, the 49ers, if that chick wants to be, she's a 4 and she wants to get with she thinks she's a 9, that's all that matters in that equation right there. That is what defines that mating strategy. So what happens is you've got women in the global sexual marketplace right now who see one of their friends who does nails get flown out to Drake, Drake's yacht party in Biscayne Bay.
Again, most, because here's the problem.
Perception.
When we keep saying Drake or movie star or whatever, obviously that's not happening with most women.
Obviously.
But for most women, what happens is there's a certain place of, like, because of your physical attractiveness, who you can get. Let's just say it's not Drake. Let's just say you live in Wichita, and there's a guy who's a personal injury attorney, and he's got his billboards all over Wichita, and you hook up with that guy. Just that guy. We're just talking like the number one personal injury attorney in your city, and he will have sex with you. He would never leave his wife for you. He will never leave his wife for you, but he will have sex with you. And you and other women can now compete for his attention. Why? Because you have access to social media, and it creates this incredible dilemma of perceived choice. It's perceived dilemma of choice. You don't actually have that choice. We as men, our what's the word I'm looking for? Our fantasy ends when we message Megan Fox and no one responds. That's the end of our fantasy. We go and message Sydney Sweeney, no response. Nothing
I think
happens.
there's a word for this.
What?
It's called hoflation.
Hoflation.
Yeah,
there you go.
hoflation.
I'm glad. Thank you, Myron.
All right, ladies, okay. I'm going to play this video, but shout out to Tiffany Fox.
Okay, so I'm the ugliest person that's ever existed. I'm so tired. I'm so hungry. I need a chocolate bar and a heating pad now. You're wearing cologne. It's really bad. Can you leave? Wait, can you stay? Can you make me like a little snack? I don't want to be perceived right now. You're just like, can you make me like a little cheese plate? I just feel like nobody gets me. It's so hard to be a woman. Why does my neck itch? I need a cookie. And then I need to rebrand my whole life. You smell so bad. Do you think I should quit my job right now? Where is my chapstick? Oh. Linus! What? Why is he sitting with you? It's just what I need right now. Okay, don't sit with me. Like, what am I giving off, like a bad vibe? Can you give me my phone? You smell too. Do you even love me?
Can you send that to me?
You want me to send that to you?
I have someone who needs to see that. Not naming names. I have someone who needs to see that. Can you do the 10 out of 10 one?
Yeah.
Guys, I want to call our own foul. We're going to call our own foul here. Okay, ready?
I'd say it's 10 out of 10, right?
Yeah, so just go in alphabetical order.
No, I don't know if I named it. I'm sorry, I put use the number.
Yep, there it is.
Signs you'll never end up with a 10 out of 10. 1. You stay above 10% body fat. 2. You make less than $300,000 a year. 3. You have money but you don't have freedom. 4. You're under 6 feet. 5. You order sushi instead of steak.
You deliberately order sushi, you're a pussy!
But don't worry if that's you. You might not attract the world's version of a 10 out of 10, but if you love Jesus with all your heart, you'll attract God's version of a 10 out of 10. And that, my boys, is the real win.
Okay, I'm going to call again. We're on the right side of the aisle. We tend to be politically conservative, and we're going to call our own foul. I'm starting to see this content everywhere.
Yes,
these guys who are just like, it's the Jesus pill or the gold pill. Yeah. It's like, it's okay that you are completely ignorant. It's Samson, Delilah. It's okay. It's totally fine. The Samson Delilah manifest where Samson did not understand what Delilah was doing. That was his downfall. You being completely ignorant of what women can do to you. No, forget that ignorance. You are protected as long as you believe in Jesus Christ. I'm telling you this as a conservative and as a Christian. Do not listen to this fucking nonsense. Do not. It says in the Old Testament, he who puts his hand to the plow while looking back is not fit for the kingdom of God. God did not wake up one morning and say, I need you to be stupid. He did not tell you to be stupid. Solomon prayed for wisdom. What we're trying to provide for you is wisdom. What he's trying to provide for you is this catch-all philosophy. Is like, oh, well, you can't get a 10 out of 10. I got news for you, man. If you sit there and do the best that you can in your life and you have boundaries, you can get a 10 out of 10 with Jesus Christ or not. You can, because whether or not you get a 10 has nothing to do with Christianity. And that's what bothers me so much about this stuff, is that they're basically using this as a different way of advertising. And it's just like, that's not it. Right. I cannot believe when I watch yoga instructors and see how badly they have bastardized.
When Marcus Aurelius runs out of gas and stoicism,
that's
your fallback.
When I listen to people who are meditation instructors or yoga instructors horribly bastardize that whole field, it makes me angry. They have no idea what they're talking about. And then when I listen to this shit, I'm like, bro, you don't know what you're talking about either. No one asked you to be stupid. And that's what you're asking us to be, is just follow God and then we're going to get a good woman. No, we're not. Well, any of you guys who saw that interview between me, anybody who saw that interview between me and fucking Ryan Pineda, where the other guy, Brian, jumps on there and just basically says, no, men can get a woman anytime they want. They just need to follow God. You are living in cope. That is not what's going on. That is not the world that we live in.
Are you aware of the other side of this grift? Okay, here's the other side of this grift.
You don't have to go through life feeling alone. Come to church with us. It's a place where you can build real friendships and feel of God's love. Click below and we'll help you get there and feel right at home.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one. I won't play them all for you. That's one of 6 videos that I use on my Sunday show. Because what's happening right now is it's either the Latter-day Saints or it's an evangelical. It's usually Protestants, sort of, white evangelicals. Yep. They are now using women, young women, to get you to come to church because, hey guys, here's where all the good girls are. Here's where all the chicks are. Now, respect the hustle. I do respect the hustle. Like, I get it. I understand. I get it. They're finally figuring this shit out. But that's the flip side to this, which is, oh, we need more members. We want people to come back to the church. Well, how come we don't have any men in the church? Well, because the guys don't see church as there being any kind of women at the church.
Yeah. They're being told in the church to step up. The women are not being told to step up. They're not.
Right.
When I hear a pastor say, you need to get skinny so that your man wants to have sex with you so that you can have children. When I hear a pastor say that, then you will see men go back to the church.
You will
not
to
see
that church.
When you
to come to church this Sunday and not feel alone? We'll save you a seat. Come sit with us and we'll help you find friends, family, and fellowship.
Click below and missionaries like us will reach out to you and help you find your nearest service.
See you soon.
That is some hustle,
bro.
That is some hustle right there.
I've seen a lot of that, and also like the family units, like the dream selling.
Yes,
I've seen that a ton.
One more time, I'm telling you this as a conservative Christian. I am not I'm not bashing the fact that they're trying to spread Christianity. I'm bashing it that you are perverting my religion in order for you to get clout. That's what's happening. I'm having a fucking issue with it, and you are bastardizing what is in the Bible. Actually, whether or not you get a 10 has nothing to do with what's in the Bible. Number one, and number two, all you're doing is preparing for me to go to my young singles group, and when I meet a woman there and we start dating, I'm supposed to believe she's chaste. Why? Because she's at church. Well, wait a second. Can I see for myself? Can I check the HOFAX? Can I make the decision that even if a woman asks for salvation from sin, which she can? When I saw the thing with Bonnie Blue getting baptized or whatever, I don't believe she's actually asked for salvation, but I think she did it as a publicity stunt. But if she did, God says he will forgive you. So that's fine. I'm fine with that. And while God forgives you, I'm still not going to date you. Sorry, that's it. That it doesn't make me wrong. It's discernment without judgment. If you come to the kingdom of God, however you get there, you had to go do porn for 20 years and then you finally figured out the way. Good for you. I'm not going to date you though. I meet people all the time. You go to jail, you admit, hey man, I stole all this money. I mean, man, good job. You went to jail. You accounted for your sins. That's incredible that you did that. I'm not getting into fucking business with you.
Will you hire me?
Take the wheel.
It's interesting because I also go to a Bible study at our local bar. So same thing. What I know every time I say that, people are like, say what? But that's where people need it the most. And if you think about it, like true Christians.
That makes sense to me. I don't have any problem with that.
All right.
Yeah, having it at a local bar, you might have some people who are alcoholic. Yeah, no, that's actually really good.
Yeah.
Essentially using sex appeal though to advertise your church in a way that's.
Well, no, this is what I'm like coming to my point. Like I tend to, I hear what Rollo's saying too, because like, good for you, good marketing. But between that and then also like, just settle for a kind of shitty life because it's more Christian. Like both of those messages I take such issue with. I see it all the time when it comes to people's money and finances of like, oh, money is the root of all evil. Well, no, I mean, it's a tool to help you build a life. And also if you want to like, look at people who live, a comfortable or like a Christian lifestyle. There are a ton of Christian influencers who have built these mega empires for themselves, right? And they're not.
And then they cheat on their wives, and their wives divorce them. And shout out to Steven Crowder, and they don't get a prenup. When I see the Christian content say also get a prenup and understand male female dynamics, when I see that, get in fucking shape so that you can have more kids. When I see that from the church, then you've got me. What I just saw there is blasphemous. Sorry.
We need to start our own church.
There you go.
I'd rather laugh with the sinners than cry with the saints.
Well, most of the saints are fake.
Yeah.
50
ones that we
syntax. This one. Hey, we talk about respect the hustle. Watch this. This is pretty funny. Just type 5.
Or is it 5-0?
You got to put it in alphabetical.
Oh, wait, sorry. No, I'm in the wrong folder. Hang on one second. There you go. The 50% one? Yeah, okay.
I mean, this state is covered in strip clubs. It's silly to say like, oh, we're gonna have morals now.
He calls this a sin tax. Do you view what you're doing as sinful?
At the end of the day, who are you to judge sin?
Florida's OnlyFans women are speaking out.
A Florida politician trying to start beef with me for clout.
James Fishback, a Republican primary candidate for governor here, wants to bring in what he calls a 50% sin tax
on whatever you so-called earn via that online degeneracy platform.
Do you think for the voters of Florida that OnlyFans is really a major issue?
We don't want our women in Florida to feel as if the only way they can make a living is by selling nude images or videos on the internet to complete strangers. My view is really simple. If OnlyFans did not exist in Florida, we would be better off for it.
I honestly disagree. I think that it's great. It just has created so many opportunities for me, and I'm so thankful to even be here.
Sophie Rain, a Florida native, is one of the world's biggest OnlyFans stars.
And how much money have you made now?
I have just hit 100 million.
$100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Anya Lacey says her success on OnlyFans has allowed her to buy what she wants now and to save for the future.
Make America great again.
Her journey to OnlyFans began on TikTok.
I started doing TikTok live.
And what would you do on the lives?
Well, I started building Legos, and then I would do like fun things, like people really like to see me in costumes. And then I started getting mass DMs from people, like mass DMs. Do you have an OF? Are you starting an OF?
And how quickly did your OnlyFans grow?
Oh, it was pretty big. Even that first day, I mean, I made like more money than I thought I would.
As St. Paul reminds us in Ephesians chapter 6.
Fishback is the underdog here, going up against a Trump-endorsed candidate in the Republican primary, but his events are attracting crowds of young men.
I've dealt with OnlyFans girls, I'll be honest. I've talked to women who have done these promiscuous activities, and there's no way that I would ever marry them, and most men wouldn't marry these types of women.
I'm actually way less bothered by satanic cults than I am by OnlyFans.
And Fishback's proposals are playing well in some places online.
And I don't know why the guy who runs OnlyFans is not in prison, like right now. If you're turning like a huge percentage of America's young women into prostitutes, you're a criminal.
The men who spend their money, their time, their resources, I'm not letting them off the hook either. I think they are just as complicit by handing over money to see these nude images. We'd be better off without OnlyFans.
Do strip clubs make Florida better?
No.
But you're not going to put a 50% tax on them.
Just wait on it. I will not tolerate cultural filth and moral degeneracy in my state.
There's a lot of talk about like crisis of masculinity in the US and
Oh yeah. I think men are women now. Men want to be princesses. The biggest problem is like male loneliness and
there you go.
Okay, so she thinks she's the solution to male loneliness. Got it. Anybody have any thoughts about this?
She made $2.3 million on her 18th birthday.
I think a lot of these girls, they don't actually show any nudity on their OnlyFans.
Some of them don't. You're right. Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, like
I don't think Sophie Rain does.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah,
so
but my problem with Sophie Rain is not the nudity. My problem with Sophie Rain is the pedophilia.
I agree with
Sophie
that.
Rain is only popular. If she wants to hear me, if her attorneys want to come after me, you're only popular because of men who wanted to have sexual fantasies with prepubescent women. I'm not shaming her. Like, I understand she made a bunch of money, and I'm not saying she's
she can afford those lawyers,
promoting
right?
promoting I'm not saying she's deliberately promoting pedophilia. What I am telling you though is if it were not for pedophilia, she probably wouldn't make $1 million.
Her
That's
and
my difference.
Julia Flippo, or whatever her name is, they both they definitely play off of the fact that they look younger and they don't do anything to try to make themselves
Not younger than 16. That's what I mean. That's why she has this following. As she gets older and she starts to notice that she's not making the same amount of money, then I won't have to make this argument anymore, but she'll still call me a bigot or racist or whatever. The reality of the situation is that's the problem I have with that specifically. OnlyFans in general, I'm a free market economist, whatever. We can't shut them down. I don't think we should have shut TikTok down. I'm going to go with the freedom of speech in all different places. But at the same time, when they start talking about a crisis in masculinity, while legally, I will not say we should get rid of OnlyFans because I think that goes against the Constitution. At the same time, the crisis in masculinity is because of OnlyFans. That is part of the reason why it's happening.
This is not helping male loneliness.
Yes, it's creating male loneliness.
Yeah. A guy sitting there texting who he thinks is the girl, but it's probably some
Oh,
someone
give it
off in
just
another
give it
country
another
or
year
an
and a
AI
half.
robot.
Just give it a year and a half.
How does this? I'm just curious for like all the men here. How does this differ from like? I mean, again, I'm not the target audience, so I don't know. how does it differ from just like Pornhub in the past, or like those like phone services?
For sure.
Oh,
I think
boy,
the money.
can
I think the
I
money.
could
So
tell you.
great question. There's two things: the money you have to pay to watch it. Number one, and number two, they're selling you an experience where you
It's the
think you're.
relationship.
Yes, correct.
It's an
You
engagement
think you're
media.
having an exclusive experience, guys. If you're out there watching. I'm friends with a lot of the girls that are very, very big OnlyFans creators, like actually friends. Like they'll come to my birthday party. I met them. I'll hang out with them. I'm going to tell you with 100% certainty that Madison Ivy doesn't give a fuck about you. Nicolette Shea does not care what you're doing. She's not the one messaging you back. I will tell you with high degrees of certainty that all these other, just name whoever you want. If it's Viking Barbie or fucking whoever, like they don't care about you. That's not what's happening. You're not having. You're not.
She's not even messaging you.
You're not having a relationship with them. That's what Pornhub is not trying to sell you. You see the difference? That's the main difference.
I got another revelation for you. If you're trying to engage with like A-list podcasters, you're not even talking to them either. You're talking to their PR.
For sure.
Some guy he hired in the Philippines to handle his Twitter. That's who you're engaging with. It's not even. It's across the board.
And that's what you were saying. Like it's going to be AI.
Yeah. Well, it's going to say. Well, it practically is already for a lot of this. I mean, hell. I mean, the bots that are on Twitter right now is just. You can't tell the difference these days, but until you start engaging with them, you go, okay, this is
okay. So let me.
Now I've wasted my half an hour with.
Okay,
this
so we talked about echo chamber. I'm going to call my own foul or call our own foul here. Fishback knows full and fucking well he's not getting a fucking 50% sin tax in Florida. It's not happening. He knows that it's not happening.
Oh, just like he knows that he's never going to be able to get all the money out of whoever cheated in the relationship. Remember that, where it's like if you get a divorce for infidelity, all what is it? All prizes goes to the winner. Winner takes all.
Winner takes all. Yeah,
winner takes all.
So
But it's a great marketing tactic.
thank you. Okay, so as long as we all understand what he's doing is marketing, and again, I'm part of the same political side as he is, although apparently he's going up against a Trump candidate, which surprises me. I figured Trump would have endorsed him, but that's essentially, and he's going on like Fresh and Fit and all these other shows, and it's a really good grift. And I think from the angle he's doing, this is probably the best he's ever going to do. So I get why he's doing it, but please understand this isn't going to happen. You're not getting a 50%. There's no way that this is going to happen in Florida.
But it does make for some good podcast content, man. I will tell you that. He was on Fresh and Fit, and then I've seen him on talking up to how he was going to in some way. If you're cheating on your wife and you get a divorce and she gets everything, uncontested. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. But the thing is like that plays really well. Those extreme, over the top, like edgy. He's basically an edgelord. That's what he is. And so when you look at these guys and you see the marketing that goes into that, I mean, no, he won't be elected for anything. But in the meantime, it's engagement media. And so why is he popular?
He's going to write a book. He's going to go on a speaking tour. That dude can write his own ticket.
To answer your question about the OnlyFans thing, though, the reason why OnlyFans is more, relatively speaking, is more popular than say Pornhub, where it's like, well, if you just wanted to masturbate, you could just rub one out to Pornhub, right? Why is OnlyFans so immersive? And the reason for that is it's what I call engagement media. We're doing it right now. Right. See that chat room right there. Anybody can give me a $99.99 and alter the course of our conversation. They can actually be a part of this show, right? The same thing applies to when you have an OnlyFans girl and you tip her. God knows how much you have to tip her. I don't know. But whatever it is now, suddenly she pays attention to you because she actually recognizes your existence and you're breathing oxygen on the same planet that she is. And what they're selling you, of course, is the idea that somebody on the opposite side of the screen actually gives two flying fucks about you at the end of your day if you had a hard day at work, right? And it's the engagement. Like, does it have to be sexual? Yes. Does the girl have to look like she's attainable? Yes. Yeah. She can't look like she's like two big boobs and two blue eyes and too much like a Playboy centerfold. She has to look so how many OnlyFans girls are you following right now? But see, the thing is like, but you're not, right? It's because that is attainable for you. Yeah. But for the average guy, that girl has to look somewhat like the girl that's right next door that he could like, oh man, I might have a chance with her.
Sure.
And that's what keeps you in, because what is OnlyFans?
Or whatever kink you're into.
OnlyFans, just like Netflix, just like Hulu, just like name your favorite series, is what's called churn marketing, and it just keeps you in the churn.
It's that on top of the gambling addiction, because there's that paywall, so you don't know what you're gonna get behind that paywall until
the gambling
you pay for
addiction.
it.
Yeah.
So now you have these paywall blocked messages.
Oh man,
coming
they're
through,
black
and you're
and white.
like,
It's
"Oh, I
just
don't know what
side
to see.
boob.
I don't know what it is, but I need to know, so I'm gonna hit pay $29.99 or whatever it is, and now you have the nude picture, and and so then when the next one comes
Have
through,
y'all
it's
seen
like,
the
what
one
is
where
this?
it's like a photo, but it comes in like little pieces? So there's like 10 different sections of the photo, and for
so you got to be
every
a
little bit that
collector.
he pays, he pays to unlock a section of the photo.
So my old roommate, she would send her team a whole like sexting set. So it would start from like, hey, how are you doing tonight?
Mhm.
Like just a selfie, and then up all the way to like a cum show at the end. But every guy messaging her that night was going to get the same exact photos and videos through the whole interaction.
She front loads the content. Yep.
Yeah, front load the content. And the chatters overseas are.
I understand what he's trying to say.
Work smarter, not harder.
and I'm explaining to you that there are downstream ramifications for girls doing OF. Notice I didn't say any word about degeneracy. I've been with way too many girls who've been in Playboy, and I've hosted way too many bikini competitions for me to start sitting there and talking shit about girls on OF. One of the girls I used to date, she's a fitness model. She's never posed nude. She takes the same photos that were from her IG. She posted on her OnlyFans. She made $37,000 the first week she was on OF. I get it. I understand why dudes have an issue with it. I understand that part of it. I think the only other issue that I have is when a woman is having sex with multiple partners on OF and then expects to have a normal relationship with men and then thinks men are closed-minded and bigoted when they don't want to have a relationship with her. That's the other issue that I have with it. Girls who are posting bikini pictures on OnlyFans, I really don't care. That doesn't really mean anything to me. That doesn't even bother me, really. To be fair, I don't even give a shit about girl on girl. I don't even think that's porn. I think the problem is girls having sexual intercourse on there, and then what it does to them as far as, number one, I have to pick a partner who I am going to film with on camera. Number two, I'm going to date guys and then film with other guys while I'm doing this at the same time. And number three, I'm like, literally, I have reduced myself to selling myself in that order. That's the only issue that I would say.
The issue that I think that girls are having is they're making this amount of money and getting this amount of attention with this behavior.
Yes.
So they're assuming because of all of these things that, well, there's nothing wrong with me. And there's nothing wrong with this job. There's nothing wrong with this behavior. Like, these men love me.
Agreed.
They love me. They're paying
Agreed.
for
Yeah,
this.
for
They're
sure.
paying for this behavior. They're positively reinforcing this behavior. So why would I not be able to get a husband with this behavior when millions of men are positively reinforcing this behavior?
Yeah,
but if you ask her if she loves any of those fans,
she'll get a husband.
She loves the fans in general. She doesn't love any one of the fans. Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the other thing. And by the way, here's another thing I'm going to say this. This makes guys so angry when I say this, but it's still true. Some guy will offer to marry Bonnie Blue.
Yep.
Yes, they will. Someone
that
will.
too.
Probably did today.
Someone will offer to marry Lily Phillips, and the guy won't even be as weird and as fucking cucky as you think. He'll be a cuck. Don't get me wrong, but he won't be as But when we dig deep down, we find out that it's either a publicity stunt or this guy has some mental disorder. But someone will do it, and when he does it, we're all going to make fun of him, and we're all going to be so mad. No, the only thing growing faster than the OnlyFans economy is the simp economy. It is growing astronomically. Remember that Washington Post photo that we have? You've probably seen it. You've seen it where it shows from 2008 on the number of sexless men, and it goes up to like 23%. And we were told by everyone on Twitter, no, it stopped at 23%, and then it went back down. And then Deborah So comes out with her book, Sextinction. It just came out, and in the book, she finally comes out and says, no. 33% of men are now going a year without sex. The number went up. Of course it did.
God,
Dating
they gave us
apps.
so much shit for
Yes.
that.
One more
God.
time. Dating apps create more sexless men. Social media creates more sexless men. Pornography creates more sexless men. That's what's happening in society right now. I'm not even listen, I know, because obviously I have more than 100 female friends who I live in Las Vegas. I live in a building full of people who do this. I'm not sitting there trying to shame you individually. What I am saying is there's downstream ramifications for what you do. If you came to me and said, hey, Michael, you're abusing steroids or you're abusing drugs and it's going to hurt your liver, I'm not going to be like, you misogynist, you androgynous piece of shit. I can't believe you said that. You're probably right. And if you're a girl and you're out there escorting and doing crazy shit, and then I was like, hey, you're probably going to have a hard time finding a good man. Why does that make me a bigot? It doesn't make me. Why does that make me misogynistic? I don't understand. It's just the truth. Go ahead.
I think because because a lot of women felt, you know, the effects of, you know, the patriarchy when it comes to getting ourselves into like the capitalistic world of making money. And during COVID, when most of us lost our jobs and turned to OnlyFans, you know, we didn't see it as having long-term effects in our dating life. We saw it as a way to, you know, make money in a capitalistic
Hold
society.
that thought for 1 second. I want to congratulations have to go out to Brian Atlas from the whatever podcast. He says Sophie, Rain, and I are having a baby. we are being blackmailed, so I figured we'd just come out with the story ourselves. Our boy Rain Atlas, love you, babe. There's the ultrasound. They're having
It's April Fool's.
They're actually having a baby.
Rain Atlas.
Yes.
It is April.
Congratulations on
All
the
right,
baby.
we got to wrap this up. Do you want to do this one last right here?
Yes. Oh, that was a good one.
All right, here we go.
All right. Jesus Christ, this one.
You're so different. Yeah, I totally want to go home with you. I'm just gonna go grab my
Let's start
stuff
over there.
You outside. I want to kiss you. Baby, you're so different. Yeah, I totally want to go home with you. I'm just gonna go grab my stuff from the locker room and then I'll meet you outside. I want to kiss you so bad. I just can't because my manager is watching. I'm just gonna go to the restroom. I'll be right back. Wait for me. I really want to go home with you, but I have to work for another 3 hours. Why don't you just hang out in VIP with me? Okay, someone works out. Oh my god, I love dancing for you. You've got me so turned on right now. Babe, don't leave. I'm so wet. I don't want to leave you, but I have to go make some money. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Most of the guys I dance for really creep me out, but you're like really smart and so oh my god, you're so smart. Tell me more about what you would do if you made as much money as me. That was so much fun. Yeah, totally, you can have my phone number, of course.
Oh my God, so great. That's so. If you guys don't know, I used to manage a strip club, and like a long time ago, and I would work Sunday shifts, and the girls would come in there, they'd be brand new, and they'd ask me like, "What do I say to the guys?" It was that. Like I told them, that's exactly what I say. You're different
for those.
You're so different from the other guys. It's I have so much fun dancing for you. It's so much. It's funny like that. So. Yeah. If you guys heard that from a stripper and you believed it, hey, call your own foul. You know what I'm saying?
Stripper does not love you.
She does not love you. But you know who does love us? Laura, what did you think about the show today?
You guys are always awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming and bringing the cookie for his birthday.
Thank you for my birthday cookie.
Appreciate it. Awesome. Chloe, do you have a good time?
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Thanks for having me again. Happy birthday, Rollo.
Thank you.
Yeah. Spencer.
Thanks for having me. Happy birthday, Rollo. And thanks, Michael, for helping me with my birthday celebration last night.
Yes. Yeah, you had a good time.
Wow.
Had a good
When
time.
is your actual birthday? Is it 31st?
It was, yesterday.
Okay, well, pretty close.
Kira, what do you have a good time?
Yeah, super interesting. This was like my first like in-person podcast. So
Mhm.
super fun and interesting.
Well, come on again. Come on
I
again.
have to say the sparkles like work. I love
Yeah,
that
the
outfit.
sparkles look good on camera.
This was I didn't know what to wear out.
Hey guys, one other thing I want to bring this up because I had Katarina who's been on here a ton of times. If you have subjects you want to go over or videos you want us to review, bring them on the show. We'd love to do that. We'd love it for you guys to take your own section and be like, hey, I believe this. What do you guys believe? And if you do, you're going to get a huge reaction. And let me say one other thing. And because Moff and Spencer are going to do this. You guys can come on here and have a fucking crazy answer or conversation with us, and you have our permission to clip it and post it on your social media. We're not going to stop you. We're not going to get you for a copyright violation. You will have our permission to blatantly steal anything you say or do on here and use it for your own promotional purposes, okay? Because I see girls do this all the time. They'll come on here and they like a makeup company or they're selling something and they don't say anything about, no, I don't care. Do it.
This is your show
This is
too.
your show too,
Yeah.
for sure, okay? Did you have a good time?
I did. It was very interesting. It was different.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
I've
Glad
never
you
done
know.
anything like this before.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
So,
Cool.
Moff, do you have a good time?
Great time, man. It was great
thanks
to
for
finally meet
coming,
man.
you guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't miss it. Absolutely.
Terrific. Do you have a good time?
Are you kidding? It's a blast, man.
You did? Okay, I love it.
I had a great time.
Okay, awesome. Yes. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. Sorry about the technical difficulty in the in front. You know, we're working through some stuff here, but we appreciate you guys. This many guys staying with us. Is a lot of guys ended up coming back on the show, so we really appreciate that. We're trying to fix that up for next
One
time.
quick shout out before we go. You and I are going to be hanging out with a certain
mystery
man.
So April 10th through 12th, me, Mystery, Eric Carlberg, and Rollo, we're going to be doing just some seminars. Be honest with you guys, like I'm doing this just because I miss Eric. He's just a good Mystery's been a good friend of mine for a long time.
I think it's gonna be
I
did it for the fun.
I just want to say, like, there's no business incentive for this.
Yeah.
He's coaching he's coaching at where I live in the high rise where I live in. I'm trying to set him up. Mystery comes and stays with me for a couple weeks. The guy he's eccentric, but he's a genius in certain things. I'm telling you, he has experiences that nobody else has. So if you guys are interested in that, just message Mystery. It's on Ask Mystery on Instagram and say that you're interested in coming to the boot camp. And so it's going to be Rollo, me, Eric Carlberg. He goes by Ablaze, Mystery's wingman, and Eric von Markovic.
How do you get 4 guys like that in the same room? Really?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah. One other thing, it's going to be May 9th is going to be MOA Summit. If you guys are interested in coming to MOA Summit, last year it was Rollo and Mystery who actually spoke. This year, I'm going to see if I can get Owen Cook and Sterling Cooper to come out and speak. I'm not really sure who we have to come out and speak, but it's a full day. We do it. And then afterwards we go to graduation.
At Sapphire.
Graduation at Sapphire. Just imagine your graduation. Our graduation party is always at the
pool.
largest strip club in the world. That's where we do it. All right. So anyway, one more time, thank you guys for joining us. Shout out to Degeneracy, and we will see you guys next time.
All right, guys.
Bye.